It's the 2K Sports Pregame Show.
Good evening, sports fans. This is 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny Smith. And tonight our broadcast will be shifting to Denver, where we'll see the Nuggets going up against the Atlanta Hawks. Last outing for Atlanta, unsuccessful, coming away with a loss to the Warriors at Oracle Arena. This is their first time facing off this season. Last year, they split the season series at a game apiece. And tonight we're going to see Isaiah Thomas, one of only a handful of players his size to make multiple All-Star appearances. Kenny, among players under 6 feet in height, is he the best ever?
Oh, I don't know if he's the best ever.
That's the question I asked you, though.
Because you think about Tiny Archibald. Think about Tiny Archibald.
Yeah.
Led the league in scoring and assists in the same year. Think about Calvin Murphy. Great rocket. You know, part of his production, but I think longevity-wise, we'd have to see over a longer term.
You know what happened once when I was a teenager?
What's
that? I went to a game in Atlanta when Tiny was playing, and they let people in free if they were under Tiny's height.
Oh,
and they had
wow.
one of those things right there so you could measure yourself.
Oh, that would be cool.
But I was a little too tall.
You were too tall, so you had to pay double.
I had to pay, yeah. But I remember being there. Shaq, do you have any entertaining stories about small people?
No, I do not. Anyway, he's one of the guys who inspires others. You know, it's really amazing to watch his growth from a role player to star.
Oh, I thought you meant his growth as from a little guy to a very little guy.
No, he's still short.
Okay.
But that's nothing against short people.
Nothing at all.
Here's Kevin Harlan.
Why you think they call me ankle boy?
The Hawks continue their journey as they play an interconference matchup in this road game. Sit back and enjoy this presentation of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan along courtside with Brent Barry and Greg Anthony. We've got David Aldridge on our sideline. The Nuggets with their last game here in Denver before heading back out on the road. We've been talking about it recently, but this 0-7 streak to start the season, very disappointing right now.
You know, Kevin, this is a team that you would certainly not consider to be world beaters, but they certainly are better than what they've shown us thus far. I mean, it will be interesting to keep an eye on them the rest of the season because they've got the potential to make some improvement.
And let's go straight over to David Aldridge for a report before the tip-off. Hey, Dave.
Well, thanks very much. Now, after the Nuggets added Nikola Jokic to the starting lineup, they finished the 16-17 season as the best offensive team in basketball. Now, last year we saw some regression, but this is still a young team that's learning how to play together and trying to climb the ladder of a very competitive Western Conference. Kevin?
A team on the rise, DA. We'll see. One of the interesting storylines of this young season, Brent Barry, the surprising early development of a couple rookies in the league.
Early development of rookies is a great thing for a young team because all of a sudden somebody's taking the reins. And I think coaches always appreciate when a rookie comes in, he does the work in the offseason, all that work starts to pay off. But now rookies tend to start looking towards somebody else, or the team starts looking towards that young player as somebody who may be able to handle and carry the weight of the franchise for a little while.
We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. On the court for Atlanta, Young and Bazemore team up in the backcourt. And it's Prince outside at the 3 with Collins down at the power forward. And it's Len in at the 5. Shot clock at 5. Here's Prince. That one wide left. And it's Harris with the ball for the Nuggets. Tough loss coming against the Rockets in the last game they played.
No other way to put it. The defense was awful, completely uninspired at that end of the floor.
Yeah, scanning the box score here, and you could just see the turnover differential failing to cause any sort of mistakes. And then on the offensive end, just a lack of focus.
Prince outside. Back to Young. Bazemore on the wing. They get a hand on it, and it goes out of bounds. That one off Harris. Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. The Hawks again can't hit. Kicks it to Thomas. Bazemore against Harris. Rebound by the Hawks.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Even after a number of years in this league, Len still feels like a developmental project.
Well, out of the 5 positions, centers seem to be not only the latest guys to develop, but also with the way the game is going, you wonder what their position is in today's game. You look at Marcus Gasol, he didn't become elite until he turned about 30 years old. Hassan Whiteside, DeAndre Jordan. It takes some time, Kevin.
That free throw good from Len.
Well, and 7'1", the Ukrainian big Alex Len is so solid. Still a lot of time to reach his potential, and hopefully he finds a way to do that.
Both free throws good from Len. And here in the first, closing in on 2 minutes played. Thomas against Young. Thomas inside. There's the pass to Jokic. Outside for Thomas. Just 4 to shoot. That's in, coming off the assist from Jokic. Thomas got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. The Hawks have gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Len passes to Prince. Over Jokic. Atlanta again missing.
And forcing the miss there. He just knows how to pressure you defensively.
You hear a lot about rim protection. This is a good example of how valuable it can be.
Now here's Thomas. He's coming off a 28-point game against Houston.
Felt like he had a sense in that game that the defense was being over-aggressive, and he tried to take advantage of that. He continually frustrated them throughout the night and got to the free throw line. And right now, I think just his demeanor is hurting the team. His shooting's been off, and he knows it.
Jokic inside. Guarded by Len. The shot's good from Nikola Jokic.
Well, the skill set is there. Jokic, very tough cover for a lot of centers in the league because of how unique he is.
Here's Young, and he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. And there's the foul against Denver.
And I'll tell you, Trae Young, go big or go home. Always gives you 100%, as competitive as they come. And the young fella wants to win so badly. Sometimes that emotion really comes out.
The first free throw is good. And you know, Greg, it's amazing the impact Young makes, especially, of course, on the offensive end.
High-level shot maker, a threat the moment he crosses half court. Instinctive playmaker, just needs to play more within himself and avoid over-dribbling.
He hits both from the stripe.
He talks so much about rhythm from the field. How about a rhythm from the free throw line? That looks good.
Thomas kicks to Jokic. Shoots over Len. Jokic, no good. The Hawks trail by 3. Young outside. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. And finished off by Collins.
And that's the advantage of having a lead guard who can both pass and shoot. Young draws attention, then takes advantage of a poor rotation defensively.
Now, here's Thomas. Checking some stats on him right now. He's averaging just around 22.5 points a game. From down in the low post, it goes. Thomas got 5 now.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
Collins dishes to Young. Pass to Len. Collins in the post. Millsap on him. Here's Prince. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot.
Well, if the defense is going to give that up, Taurean Prince is going to take full advantage of it.
Harris finds Millsap. Passes it to Thomas. Back to Millsap. Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a three-point play. Alex Len picks one up.
Yeah, Jokic is not the quickest guy off the floor, but he uses his body well and great timing to get the offensive rebound.
And Nikola Jokic came late to the game. He actually grew up horse racing. Finally started playing organized hoops at the age of 16. You never know it, though one of the most skilled big men the league has to offer.
One shot, gentlemen.
And Jokic, Greg, said he was a fat point guard until he got taller.
Well, even now, Kevin, Jokic, not the most chiseled physique, but the point guard background makes sense. His playmaking for a center is off the charts. And it's all about the release when you shoot the floater.
Thomas passes to Harris. Here's Jokic, and he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
Shooting one.
And for Jokic, just keeps getting better, Brent, but always stays very grounded in terms of his personality.
Yeah, I think his brothers had a lot to do with that. You just don't see the big ego coming out of him. In fact, you see a guy who's enjoying the game. He smiles, he's laughing with teammates, he enjoys being with this group and around this coaching staff. And he went as far as to say that he plays every game as a game of pickup basketball in his hometown. I need to travel over there and get in that game.
Free throw, good. Jokic.
Well, it's interesting when Jokic was playing with Nurkic and they cleared the room for Jokic to take over at the center position. He's taken on that responsibility. He's taken on the star role. He's accepting it and excelling at it.
And now the first timeout called here for the Hawks. Moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Warriors.
Just didn't like the energy level in that one, and that offensive execution also was lacking.
They made a few shots, Greg, but just wildly inconsistent.
Here's Prince. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Warriors in Oakland.
He also did a masterful job in that game of drawing a lot of fouls, so he's creating havoc for the defense.
And out of bounds as the Nuggets gain possession. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. Taking a look at Milwaukee. They've got the #1 record in the conference, and because of it, each night out, their competition is going to bring it right at them. And, of course, the Hawks, 5 games behind.
And I think for the Hawks, they've had a nice run here to start the season. Up there near the top of the standings and looking like they're comfortable.
No doubt about that. It hasn't taken them any time to announce that they're a different team this year. One that's ready to take the next step and join the ranks of playoff contenders.
And finished off by Collins.
Well, he's like a fumbling banker right now, dropping dimes with ease. I like how well he led his teammate on that possession.
Thomas against Young. Harris kicks to Thomas. Just his first attempt. It's Dedmon with the rebound.
Yeah, bad shot there. Trust is lacking. You got to be willing to make the extra pass.
Yeah, just too anxious to try and make something happen out there. This is about the team, not about you.
Prince. He can't get that one. And the Nuggets going the other way.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
Harris inside the line. And it's off the back rim. No good.
Well, I like the shot selection. I don't like the shot result. Won't happen much.
Bazemore with it. He's picked up by Millsap. Millsap against Bazemore. Just 5 on the clock. From deep. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. And, of course, free throws always so important. Here are the leaders. Number 5 is Trae Young.
I mean, he's not going to miss many foul shots. That's for sure. He is a machine when he gets to the charity stripe.
And it's Millsap with the ball for Denver. It's a 3-point game. Thomas inside, defended by Young. And again, Denver no good.
You know what? Those are shots you just hate to miss when you get those kinds of bunnies on a possession.
And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's on Isaiah Thomas. And for Trae Young, it's a little unfair that he's already being compared to Steph Curry.
Scouts are always going to look for comparisons. And I'm not saying Young is Curry, but many of the strengths and weaknesses are similar. The size and athleticism, the insane range, and both have that it factor.
That free throw, no good. This is an unselfish group here in Denver. This team, Brent, can really pass the ball.
5th overall last year in assists, 2nd overall the year before that. And you got to give credit to Mike Malone and his coaching staff because what they've done is they've played Jokic at that point center position, distributing the ball from the top and have guys who cut off the ball. So interesting mix of talent using their center as the passer. Well, the Hawks were super young last year, and they had all the troubles that come with youth. Inconsistency, guys trying to find out what their role is for the year, lots of turnover problems and questionable shot selection, and now they're younger this year. So if you're a fan of the Hawks, patience is the key.
And a moment here to see the numbers for Young. He's right around 29 points a night, 3 assists and 3 rebounds. And a quality player. I love what he brings to the table at that backup point guard position.
I think coaches appreciate a guy that comes in and knows how to run the offense with some intelligence. That's exactly what he does.
For 3, Murray. No good on that one. And Atlanta will come the other way. And for the Hawks, those problems are things that are just part of the process, Brent, of growing this team.
Yeah, you got to really focus on positives around this rebuild. You've got a solid group of young, talented players that can really shoot the basketball. What they're going to have to do is start to take some pride on the defensive end of the floor, and they're going to have to learn what it takes to play an 82-game season with consistent effort on both ends.
Anderson outside. Spellman covered by Lyons. Now here's Anderson. G right on him.
Okay, 2 hands for safety. That's what they say, right?
That's right. He was ultra safe with that dunk, no question. Murray kicks to Lyles. Pass to Hernangomez. Got a piece of it. Out of bounds. It'll go to the Hawks. Young passes to Dedmon. Back to Young. Carter on the wing. Lets the 3 fly. Beasley with the rebound.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backboard.
The pass to Hernangomez. And another miss by Denver. The Hawks leading. Anderson wide open. Hits it from three-point range. Anderson's got his second bucket tonight.
Just like to see the defense get more aggressive. They are asking for trouble as they're giving up open looks to this point.
Denver calls timeout. Getting open in the NBA, not an easy task, and there are a lot of players that are so good moving off the ball.
I think the first couple guys that come to mind are J.J. Redick and Kyle Korver. Old school style in which they operate like a Rip Hamilton. And if you go back, Mitch Richmond, where they're using a multitude of screens, seemingly never stopping during an offensive possession and causing some kind of confusion. So J.J. and Kyle Korver are still doing exemplary jobs of off-ball movement. I like that recognition. Effortlessly getting his teammate the ball in a spot where he knows he can do something with it.
Murray surveying the D. Drills it from outside. Murray's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
Well, if Murray can do that and become a threat from the three-point line, look out.
Carter dishes it to Young. And here's Anderson from the arc. Another three for Atlanta.
Just don't touch him right now, okay? You're going to burn yourself. The guy is on fire.
The Nuggets trail by 7. Murray outside. He kicks it to Beasley. Back to Murray. Pass to Lyles. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Yeah, he is sneaky at the rim. Lays it in against heavy pressure.
Anderson outside. Carter outside. Passes it to Young. 5 on the clock. With the shot. It's hauled in by the Nuggets. And this matchup with the Hawks, it's their first meeting of the season.
And just couldn't make the most of their meetings last year. Ended up splitting the season series.
Like that from Murray right there. When he's passing it like this, it can make him so much better and so much more open.
Here's Young. Denver able to drain the three. Misses off the right iron. Murray against Young. Murray right side. Carter against Beasley. Back to Murray. Over Young. No good. That would have tied it. Atlanta's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. Here's Carter. Excellent D there from Beasley.
Well, important to get great balance if you get bumped on your way to the basket. Still something that every player tries to get comfortable with.
Denver shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night.
At the line for 2.
Two shots.
And he knocks down the first one. And it's tied up with that one. And so Young will bring it up for Atlanta. Nikola Jokic firing on all cylinders for Denver. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. And don't go away. We'll be right back. The 5'9" Isaiah Thomas has made a career out of proving his doubters wrong.
Ever since I was a little boy, they always said, you're not going to be this good in high school. Then when I got to high school and played pretty well, they said, well, you're not going to do that good in college. And when I got to college, they said, well, the NBA, those guys are too big. They're too fast, too strong. The things you do in college won't work in the NBA. And I've just kept pushing ever since. I have a goal of mine, that's I want to be one of the best little guys to ever play the game.
Well, no question about it, Greg. Isaiah Thomas still plays with something to prove.
Definitely what drives him. I mean, hungry to show that he's a top player regardless of size.
Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And when you consider how Denver is doing, guys, what are your thoughts?
They've gotten that perimeter game going in that first, and for me, that was the difference.
The new era of NBA basketball, playing outside in. We'll see if they can take advantage of that moving forward.
This is how the floor looks for the Hawks starting the second quarter. Now, here's Lyles. He's guarded closely, and there it is for him. Lyles got it all tied up now for the Nuggets.
And, guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Young against Murray. Here's Len. Banked in off the glass. And the Hawks lead by 2.
This guy's got a great nose for the offensive glass, and I like how he used those long arms that time to reach up, snag that rebound.
Now, here's Lyles. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. Lyles got 6 points. A new head coach, Lloyd Pierce, is looking to bring a defensive approach to the Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah, Pierce has the resume you would want from a defensive coach. He came up in those teams in Memphis during the grit and grind time and learned some defensive techniques from Brett Brown in Philadelphia. Helped them last year on the defensive end to be a much stingier defense in the league.
Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. Hawks passing it around. 6 to shoot. It's Anderson with the drive. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. It's going to be on Mason Plumlee.
And that's such solid, fundamental basketball on display right there, guys.
You talk about it all the time, Greg. Yeah, great use of the pick to set up the dunk.
Well, that's a play that only works by practicing over and over and having a great rhythm with your teammate. You could see the timing there.
Jokic has checked in for Denver. Isaiah Thomas comes in for Malik Beasley.
One shot.
That free throw good from Anderson. Brent, last season the league cut back on timeouts. Are you hearing any other ideas of how to reduce the duration of some of these games?
There was also the idea last year where they put it into place where right after the second quarter ended, they put you on a 15-minute clock in between halftime.
It started immediately.
And I thought that was ideal. So if you're at a game and you get to see the dog jumping through the hula hoop.
Which you love.
I love it.
I know.
It's only going to last the 7 or 8 minutes before the teams come back out. And I thought last year that helped the game speed along. And I think they sped up last year, if I'm not wrong, Kevin, by about 3 minutes time.
I'm glad when you go out there and balance the dishes on your head. That's always been so fun to watch.
There's only one red panda, Kevin.
I know.
First team foul.
A different look for Denver. Paul Millsap is checked in for Lyles. Martin comes in for Hernan Gomez. And Harris subbed in for Murray. And a switch here also for Atlanta. Bazemore is checked in. Thomas kicks to Jokic. Back to Thomas. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Now, here's Collins. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. Knocked away. It's stolen by Harris. Thomas gets a wide open look. A miss that time. Would have put him up.
I think what I'd like to see from him in this quarter is getting going from the perimeter. Hit a 3 in the first, nothing in the second.
Now the dish to Collins. Bazemore against Thomas. Anderson trying to free himself up. Bazemore gets the bucket. And the Hawks lead by 3.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Here's Thomas, rejected by Len.
Well, putting the wingspan to great use, Len throws that one
And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. Thomas against Bazemore. That one falls.
Look at the space he had on that one, though. There's an obvious speed mismatch between the two.
Crazy to think that Bazemore was mostly known for elaborate bench celebrations in Golden State before coming to Atlanta, but he's worked his way up and has eventually become a starter and a very important player, key player for these Atlanta Hawks.
Taurean Prince, he's checked in for the Hawks. A free throw dropped for Bazemore. Well, for Bazemore, working his way up has been a theme for his career.
Yeah, undrafted out of ODU, Old Dominion. He got reps in the Summer League and the D League, as it was known at the time, now the G League. And every challenge that he's met it head on with great enthusiasm and has found a way to gain a coach's confidence. Here we are now.
And that's what you want in transition, a high percentage opportunity.
The story is true, and here the defense does a very poor job of matching up.
Now, here's Thomas. 9 points in the game so far. Solid as a rock from 20 feet away. Thomas got 6 here in this quarter.
Well, a big man who can really dish it out. Jokic really reliable, setting up his teammates.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Hey guys, well, some have nicknamed center Nikola Jokic the Joker, and he does have a lighthearted approach. He said, "This is not a job. I'm enjoying the game like a game of pickup basketball in my hometown. That's the mentality. No pressure. It's just a game." He feels that staying calm helps him succeed. Kevin?
Thanks, D.A. Kicks it to Len. Pass to Bazemore. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. With Kent Bazemore, Brent, a lot of what he brings on the defensive end starts with his length, a very large, long arm span.
Yeah, not a picnic for any guard that's trying to navigate around the length of Kent Bazemore. He's always had an impressive steal and block total as the seasons have gone on, and the ball handler doesn't ever feel quite comfortable with Baze around.
The free throw dropped for Bazemore. An exciting team in Denver these days, and their fans are letting them know it.
Yeah, they're starting to get fired up in Denver. The arena sold out 14 times last year compared to just 3 times the year before. So for decades, this has been a football town. Nuggets starting to garner some attention with the type of roster and the way that they play.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws.
Well, it's interesting to watch him because he's putting his body on the line to get to the line. We didn't see this during the first quarter, but he's making up for it here.
Now, here's Thomas. 11 points in the game. For 3, Harris. They get it back. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a 3-point play. Alex Len picks one up.
Well, you have to think if Jokic is that good a passer, his mind is always working. Why not work it to get contact like that?
This is his 3rd trip to the free throw line.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
That one drops. He ties it up.
Well, the best part of this Hawks team now is their youth. And with youth comes a ton of potential, a ton of room for this team to grow together, both the new coaching staff and the new guys to the league. And they have some cap flexibility, some other things that they can do to get creative around this youthful and exuberant roster.
Carter, he's checked in for Len. And here's Jokic. As you can see from his numbers, he's been a key component in their offense. He's averaging almost 18 points a game. And Brent with the Hawks having the picks they had in the draft helps as well.
Well, you bring that much talent in, that's always a good thing because talent is going to trump anything else. You add that to the rookies, John Collins, who was good last year, and the development of Taurean Prince. It seems like the core is going to be in place. It's just a team that over the next 2 or 3 seasons is going to have to learn what it takes to compete night in and night out.
Now Bazemore. Carter's missing on the 3. Jokic with the steal. To the middle. Here's Thomas. Millsap left side. Over Prince. And again, Denver no good.
He wanted to keep that shot from getting blocked, but in the process, he gave it no chance of going in because of how unbalanced he was on the fade.
Atlanta making a switch here. Dedmon's checked in. Hawks have gone 6 of 11 from the floor. Over 50% shooting here in the second quarter. Carter, the pass to Collins. Carter kicks to Dedmon. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Thomas finds Millsap. And here's Jokic. Over Dedmon. Jokic, no good.
And usually that mid-range jumper finds the bottom of the net. The defense has to be more aggressive moving forward.
Prince against Millsap. Prince outside. Shot clock at 6. And that one drops for him. And it's a 4-point Atlanta lead.
Well, he's getting bodied up, but Taurean Prince has a pretty decent body himself, so not minding it one bit.
Jokic passes to Harris. That's tipped. Prince against Barton. Shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for 2. Barton's got his first basket.
Smart play there from Barton to establish himself on the inside to convert.
Bazemore dishes to Prince. Vince Carter on the wing. Throws it up high. Now Harris. He has 5. Dishes it to Thomas. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Thomas got the game tied up here for Denver.
Beautiful execution from him, building off a great first quarter, looking unstoppable here.
Prince kicks it to Bazemore. A floater, and he lays it up and in. Bazemore's got 11.
Right now they're winning because of him. Love the shots that he's taking, and he's got the green light.
There's Thomas with the 3. Rebound by the Hawks. Carter's got his 5th rebound in this one. Now the pass to Collins. And here is Dedmon. To the middle. Here's Prince. Count that one. Prince has got his 3rd basket of the night.
Well, the defender didn't move him off one bit, and Taurean Prince collects 2 more.
Denver calls timeout. Well, Greg, for Atlanta, it was out with the old and in with the new for the point guard position for the Hawks.
And Hawks were able to trade down and still get the guy they wanted in Young. See him as an impact guard to build around for the future. Had to move Schroeder to free up space for Young, but this team now has a clear core to build around.
Denver with a platoon swap here on the floor. And with this chance, let's quickly go to our rookie leaderboard and find out who the top assist men are among the first-year players. Number 5 is Trae Young.
A number of gifted passers entering the NBA this season, and he's right up there among the very best. I like what I've seen from him as a distributor.
Down low. The Hawks working the ball around. Carter. It's hauled in by Lyles. Lyles got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. That one goes in. Murray's got 5.
Surprising quickness. Murray burying his head down and just sprinting to the rack.
Carter against Beasley. Here's Dedmon. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. 6 on the shot clock. And the whistle blows as the basket counts, and a three-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up.
Yeah, just exceptional focus on these hard finishes. Young welcomes getting physical on the way up.
For Atlanta, they have gone 9 of 10 from the line, so making the most of their chances.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
That's good from Young.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
The Nuggets trail by 5. Murray kicks to Lyles. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Well, you think back to Trey Lyles, forever linked to Donovan Mitchell. They were involved in that draft day trade. And, of course, with revisionist history, people look at that much differently. Obviously, Mitchell came out and was on fire, while Lyles has shown a little bit more steady improvement and being patient and waiting for his time.
2 shots.
Free throws good, Lyles. And getting back to the Lyles-Mitchell trade reminds me of when George Hill was traded by the Spurs for Kawhi Leonard, who had been drafted by Indiana.
Yeah, it's always tough to be associated in a deal where that player goes on to immediate stardom and you're still trying to find some footing. And now Lyles was traded along with that draft pick for Mitchell, so the deal wasn't just 1-to-1, but it's a trade that certainly people will remember.
And there's the foul. It's on Trey Lyles. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. The Hawks have shot 10 of 11 at the line. Nice work so far for them.
At the line for the Hawks, Torian Prince. 2 shots.
2.
The first free throw is good.
And looking at Prince's game, you know, he could be the ultimate complementary player. A good shooter, doesn't need a ton of touches, solid enough on defense, and is showing signs of improvement.
And with Prince, his versatility between forward spots also is an asset to the team.
And when I called Prince a complementary player, I didn't mean it as a slight. It just plays with an approach and style that fits well with any team and any leading scorer. Players like him tend to have a long, productive career in our league.
At the line for your Nuggets, MyLeague Beasley. At the line for 2.
Shooting 2.
He's off on the first. Justin Anderson, he's checked in for the Hawks. And the second free throw, good.
Interesting, Kevin. I got drafted by the Nuggets, never played there, and he drafted me 15th overall back in the 1995 draft and then shipped me out. I would have been a much better skier, by the way.
Now here is Carter. He's coming off a 19-point game against the Warriors in Oakland.
And not just the scoring. It was also how fierce he was on defense, grabbing 3 steals on the night as well. Yeah, and their shooting really starting to pick up here in the second.
And Brent, I'm thinking back to that trade. The Nuggets were moving up to select Antonio McDyess.
Yep, McDyess went number 2 overall and obviously went on to have a pretty stellar career. And Rodney Rogers and I went to Los Angeles, where I got a lot of early minutes in my rookie campaign. So interesting trade on draft night.
And again, Denver no good.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
Young finds Anderson with some arc, and it's good on the layup. And now a 10-point Hawks lead.
And a terrific use of the floater, unguardable really, because you can't do anything defensively to stop it.
Now here's Lyons. Tight defense on him, and there's the foul. It's on Dwayne Dedmon. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. The 6'11" Mason Plumlee out of Duke, Greg. He's got a live body.
Very athletic, Kevin. His mobility enables him to defend smaller players on the perimeter. Offensively, he is a threat to finish at the rim.
2 shots. Loose shots.
And the first one drops.
Now, there's no doubt that the Hawks are right in the midst or the beginning stages of a massive rebuild. It's something that the Hawks organization had delayed quite a bit. They had that great core of Horford, Korver, Teague, and Bazemore that got them into the playoffs for several seasons. But now it's about the future. It's about growth. And it's about these young guys getting an opportunity.
Now, here is Young. He's got 8. Dedmon with it. Pass to Young for 3. Another 3 for Atlanta.
And this is why Young is so dangerous. He just gets that shot off so fast before the defense can react.
Murray against Young. Murray outside. Sweet little floater. Murray's got 4 points this quarter.
That's a tricky little move there as Murray found a little bit of space and then got that floater off.
And so it's Atlanta ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. Back right after this.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is our halftime show. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. A competitive matchup for Atlanta in the first quarter. They were on a nice little roll in that opening period as they got their lead up as high as 7 points. They really did some damage in the second quarter, and as things started clicking for them, they were able to get out to a 9-point lead by halftime. And Shaq, what are your thoughts on how Atlanta played?
I like their commitment to that inside game, boy. Get it inside to the post. Got to be scoring in the post, splashing to the basket. Just shoot the high percentage shot. No jumpers, no threes. They're being a more aggressive team, the more physical team. They're definitely going to win this game, Ernie.
And over to Kenny. What did you think about Denver?
Well, it's almost impossible to catch up if you keep fouling. They need to be the team getting to the foul line at a higher rate in the second half. That means driving to the basket, hitting the cutters, slicing to the basket. Anything going to the basket is your friend.
And that should do it. With the second half about to begin, let's send you back to Kevin Harlan. Go back to Kevin Harlan. Go over there.
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. And so it's Harris who will bring it up for the Denver Nuggets. Harris and Barton, the 2 wings. Millsap and Jokic, the pair inside. And it's Thomas in at the point guard position. That's the group for Mike Malone getting going here in the second half. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Well, you love the fearless, aggressive attitude. Doesn't let size matter.
Well, he also has that innate ability to just create enough separation. That's a nice move.
One shot behind the lanes.
That free throw good from Thomas.
And it's been a tough past season and a half for Isaiah Thomas. Traded from Boston to Cleveland and then once again traded to the Lakers. Rare to see a guy get traded twice in a season following an MVP caliber performance like he had back in 2017.
here's Prince. He kicks it to Bazemore. 6 to shoot. The Hawks need to get off a shot here. It's stolen by Harris.
Yeah, a 4th turnover there. That's just a rough, sloppy game.
To the inside, and there's the foul. And it's on Taurean Prince. That's his first foul. And it takes a certain team for Thomas to fit in with well. Wasn't the case, though, with the Cavs.
Yeah, Thomas is a point guard, not a pass guard. He's a guy that's going to look to score more than anything else. And it didn't quite work with the Cavs, but you put him in an up-tempo offense, that young man can flourish. Still young enough and is with a team more suited, I think, for his skills now. I bet he has a big bounce back year.
And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Now let's check out the rebounds and where they're coming from. Here's a breakdown showing the front court and the back court rebounding numbers for Atlanta.
And their bigs are getting the vast majority of those caroms, handling their business on the inside and freeing up the guards to get up the court and look for early offense.
Bazemore on the wing. Pass to Len. Fires it up. And too long on the shot. The Nuggets trail by 6. On the wing, Harris. He's covered by Bazemore. And the call will be against Alex Len. That will be foul number 5 on him. Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for Alex Len. And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. Barton passes to Jokic. No good there. And Atlanta will come the other way. And Bazemore kicks to Young. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give him from behind the arc.
Nuggets have gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. Pass to Jokic. Takes the 13-footer. And that one hits back iron.
And they've only connected on 1 of 4 to start the half. Their offense is sputtering just a little bit here.
Young's shot is off.
Yeah, tonight his shot's been a bit off, but still, they lead the game.
Feeds it to Barton. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It goes on Taurean Prince.
Get a feeling like that play was designed for Will Barton to get contact and get himself to the free throw line. You know, Will Barton, think that this is a guy who came out of nowhere, but he was a 5-star recruit back in high school. Interesting thing is that he has not grown all that much since his time in high school, but certainly his game has.
And he makes the first. And, of course, Barton's second-round pick struggled early to find his niche in this game.
Yeah, another one of those guys that had to have a little bit of time in the developmental league in the first couple seasons. Were all about the learning process, and then, boom, the light goes on, the shooting starts to improve. He gets in the right system. He gets the right opportunity. He's been a very strong contributor ever since.
So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2.
I think Will Barton has figured out that scoring from the free throw line can be a good thing.
Here's Prince. And it's Young. That time on the assist by Prince. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over.
I thought Prince had a phenomenal second year in the NBA last season, asked to do a little bit more, a little more confidence in his ball handling and scoring ability. He jumped into the starting lineup, and he instantly became a key part of what they were trying to do in a very intricate offense around former coach Mike Budenholzer.
And a moment now to check out some of the numbers for Prince. He's averaging 14 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. And he's really been pulling his weight. He's had a hand in some big plays here recently.
I think you look across the board right now, and he's just doing a much better job. The numbers bear that out.
Now here's Thomas. He's got 16. And Jokic slams it in.
Jokic is a big center, tough to contain, close to the basket. That's a nice throwdown.
Knocked loose. Harris against Bazemore. Young inside. That one, no good. Excellent D from Thomas. Harris looking it over. Here's the floater. And scoring with the play inside is Young. Young's got 18 points.
And this quarter has been all about him. You feel every shot he's going to take is going in.
Millsap dishes to Thomas. Jokic with it, and Young picks him up defensively. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's going to be on Trae Young.
And Jokic, even though we look at his body and you don't think he plays physically, he can do that.
He is 3 for 3 from the free throw line.
And just a top-notch free throw shooter this year, all the way up there at 88%.
Free throw, good. Jokic. Both shots good from the stripe.
Looking comfortable there from the line. Knows he needs to come through for his team at the charity stripe.
Young against Thomas. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
Yeah, the first half was really tough, but he's really rounded a corner here and been fantastic shooting the ball here in the second half.
Game is so wide open now, Brent. Such a great pace. Does that put more strain on bigger players physically?
I think it's putting strain on everybody. I think last year we saw
regardless of size.
Injuries to every position, to key guys at every position. I think that some of the physical motions that players have to perform in games because they're covering more ground and in susceptible positions, it's happening to everybody. The issue with the big guys, Kevin, is they're not playing. Less of them are getting more important time on the floor, so it's a strain on everybody.
Now here is Harris. 5 points in the game. And here is Thomas. Clock at 6. And there's the rebound by Dedmon. Dedmon's got 6 rebounds in the game. Herter. That shot misses. Good work defensively by Millsap. Prince against Barton. He dishes it to Millsap. Thomas passes to Millsap. Barton wide open. He fires. And a miss there on the triple. The Hawks leading by 11. Prince wide open. Drops in the tray. Prince has got 11 points.
Oh, great ball movement there.
And it's Harris with the ball for the Denver Nuggets. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Millsap finds Thomas over Young. That's good from Thomas on the assist by Paul Millsap. And that's now 18 points for Isaiah Thomas. Young passes to Dedmon. Young taking his time here. Good on the shot.
Just don't touch him right now, okay? You're going to burn yourself. The guy is on fire.
The Nuggets trail by 14. On the wing, Harris. Jokic kicks to Harris. Nice form on the 20-footer. He's got 7.
The confidence that Gary Harris is playing with right now, he is ready to shoot once that ball touches his mitts.
Young passes to Dedmon. Herter guarded by Harris. Dedmon dishes to Young. A three-pointer is right on target.
Well, he just nailed his second 3 of the half, guys. I'd be very aware of that if I were the defense right now.
Harris kicks to Millsap. The dish now to Thomas. Good ball movement here by the Nuggets. And the foul called on Paul Millsap. And that'll be his third foul so far.
That was a thing of beauty there. The arc, the release, 3-ball looking good.
Big group substitution here for Denver. Plumlee, he's checked in for Jokic. Lyle comes in for Paul Millsap. Juan Hernan-Gomez, he's checked in for Will Barton. And it's Jamal Murray in for Harris. Justin Anderson, he's checked in for Atlanta. Kicks to Young from outside the arc. The Hawks get it back in a new 24. Back to Dedmon. And Dedmon throws it down.
Well, if you don't box him out, you're a dead man.
The Nuggets trail by 14. Now Thomas, 18 points for him. 20 feet out. Rebound by the Hawks.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Young, a beautiful reverse layup. Young's got 28 points for the game.
And having to respect Young's deep range defensively, hard to close off the lane.
And it's Murray penetrating. Top of the key, Lyles. Murray outside. Clock at 6. Drops it in from 11 feet. Murray's got 9 points.
Well, he's a tremendous shooter, is Jamal Murray, and nice to see him get to the mid-range and knock that one down.
Dedmon passes to Young. Denver's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Young with the steal. It's Anderson with the drive. It's stolen by Lyles. And they're on the break. Near the three-point line, it's Thomas. The shot, no good. So Atlanta will take it the other way. Up next for them is the Pacers in Indianapolis. And that will conclude a 4-game road trip. The Nuggets trail by 14. To the inside. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Thomas got 7 points here in this quarter.
Well, that's just sweet passing there for Murray, keeping his eyes open and finding the open man.
It's Young on the wing. He's guarded by Thomas. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Yeah, easy call. And with the playmaking in Denver's front court, point guard Jamal Murray is free to hunt his shot. Very comfortable playing off the ball.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
That free throw good from Young. And you look at Jamal Murray's assist numbers, he's more like a 2-guard.
Well, he's kind of a combo, 6'4", 6'5"-ish, but you can't have enough shooting, and he's got a quick trigger.
And the Nuggets making a change here. Beasley's checked in. And so Young nails them both.
And, of course, all the comparisons to Steph Curry. Young just trying to be the best version of himself. And we've already seen the upside.
Now here's Murray. 9 points in the game so far.
And not the guy you want to send to the line. He has been automatic.
Well, Jamal Murray, you can't start much younger than Jamal did. At age 3, he reportedly could play basketball for hours on end. Where's the nap time, Kevin? Where is the nap time?
Free throw good, Murray. There really isn't a time in Murray's life that he wasn't great at this game.
No, in Canada, just such a great career in Ontario. Played alongside, actually, Thon Maker. And then 1 year at Kentucky. Who doesn't have 1 year at Kentucky? Drafted 7th overall. And what an amazing fit that he's still pointing up and improving. One of the game's more deadly shooters right now.
Now here's Len. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
Well, he's got a baton in the right hand as he's orchestrating what's going on a maestro, if you will.
Murray against Young. Murray kicks to Lyles. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Lyles got 9.
Well, he's like a carpenter out there. Great floor awareness, zipping the ball over to his teammates with ease.
Murray against Young.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Now here's Beasley. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. Murray against Young. Murray, good.
And Murray showing some smarts right there, some good patience in that pick and roll.
Atlanta leading by 11. Young outside. Basket, good.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half, sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
Now here's Beasley. Dishes it to Plumlee. Murray outside. And it's Lyles in the corner. 4 on the shot clock. No good from Beasley. Atlanta's gone to the three-point shot 8 times already in the second half and hit 4 of them. Young against Murray. Over to the left wing. And here's Anderson for 3. It's good for the 7th time this game. He's shot 7. He has made 7.
And defensively, you have got to extend to their shooters. They have been on fire this half.
Yeah, and then the fear sets in that you're going to create driving lanes that could lead to easy buckets. This is not an easy fix.
Ball's knocked loose. Carter against Beasley. From deep. Denver grabs the miss. Lyles got 5 rebounds tonight. And the call will be against Justin Anderson. That's his 3rd foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the free throw line for 2.
Trey Lyles. 2 shots. 2.
First free throw is good. And you look at the all-around game of Trey Lyles. Brent, effective and efficient.
Had a great stretch last year with the Denver Nuggets. A good shooter and a good rebounder. Not quite sure about what position that he plays, but still adding some strength and a solid contributor. He could have an extended 10 or 12-year career if he finds the right fit.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Carter outside. Barton against Anderson. Carter on the wing. Shoots over Lyles. And it's sent back by Plumlee.
Big athletic guys like Plumlee. Hard to get your shot over them before they can get their hands up.
He gets it up. And no good that time. And so it's Atlanta, sitting with a comfortable lead, up by 14. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. And we'll be back with you shortly. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, a terrific, unselfish play right here. Set up his teammate, and how about the setup this was?
What an advantage if your off guard can make plays so valuable.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the 4th quarter, but stranger things have happened. And so Bazemore will bring it up for the Hawks. On the court for Atlanta, We've got Alex Len. Kent Bazemore is out there with Carter. Then there's Anderson. Here's Bazemore. He scores his 5th field goal. He's taken 9 shots to get those 5.
And not stopping Kent on that play as he gets to the rim and fights through the contact.
Harris kicks to Lyles. Murray against Carter. Back to Barton from deep. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Murray's got assist number 5 here tonight.
There's just no excuse to leave someone that wide open. Communication breakdown.
And there's the pass to Len. Tipped away. Floats one, and the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Jokic is checked in for Denver.
One shot.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
Here's Murray. Pass to Jokic. He kicks to Barton. Back to Jokic. Over Len. Bazemore grabs the miss.
I like the defensive effort. They did a good job altering the mid-range shot and then making the shooter feel a bit uneasy.
And stolen by Barton. Harris up top. He's covered by Bazemore, and the call will be against Justin Anderson. That's his 4th foul of the contest. Paul Millsap is checked in for Lyles. And a switch here also for Atlanta. Collins is checked in. Murray outside. That one falls through. It's his 6th make from the floor this game. Now 6 for 10.
Murray, not much fear there as he gets amongst the trees, looking in control down low.
Bazemore finds Anderson. Murray against Carter. Now here's Bazemore. Tight defense on him. Just 5 to shoot. Passes to Collins. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. And the Hawks lead by 16. For Denver, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the 4th quarter started. Murray against Carter. The tray. Rebounded by the Hawks.
Well, he had 1 3-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs.
Denver's gone 1 of 2 from 3-point range here in the 4th. Carter against Murray. Out to Harris. Millsap passes to Barton. Murray with it. Here's Jokic. Off target with his 3.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Anderson against Barton. Anderson dishes to Carter. Sinks the triple. Carter's got 6 points in the quarter.
First 3 of the half, second of the game. Can he heat up? They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Barton kicks to Harris. No one near him. Misses off the right iron.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Collins passes to Anderson. Bazemore against Harris. Back to Bazemore. It falls through, making him 6 for 11 in the game.
Bazemore does a good job of not getting thrown off balance there. Keeps his focus even after getting hit.
Here's Murray up on top, defended by Carter. Murray kicks to Harris. Will it go? And he gets the bucket.
And as they're trailing in this game, they're trying to stay in it with the triple. They're shooting a lot more of them than they did in the first half.
Atlanta calls timeout. And such a great shooting stroke for Gary Harris. Brent, starting to become a guy who can create as well for others.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he has a score-first mentality, but he's capable of doing that, and he's really about the team. He really does whatever it is that the staff is asking of him. He's surrounded by some good young talent, and he seems to fit right in with everything that goes on top of the responsibilities that Mike Malone gives him.
And Atlanta has possession. Gary Harris making his last shot, and it's good. 2 points. The Nuggets trail by 21. On the wing, Harris. Pass to Jokic. Back to Harris. Shoots over Bazemore. Harris misses.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Here's Prince. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Barton surveying the floor. Stolen by Len. And Prince with a clear path to the hoop. Now that's how to finish the break. Throw down with force.
Prince does a nice job there leaking out in transition, and when he gets that kind of room, it gets dangerous.
Jokic high post. Back to Barton. That's in, coming off the assist from Jokic. Jokic has got his 4th assist in this one. The Hawks leading by 23. Herter, he's covered by Murray. Len finds Bazemore. Over Harris. Bazemore misses. Nuggets have gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the 4th. 4 of 9. There's the pass to Barton. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
Are we sure that's the same player, guys? He looks completely different. What confidence he's playing with, and look how engaged he is on both ends.
And the Nuggets with some changes. Torrey Craig comes in for Harris. And Morris subbed in for Murray.
One shot. One shot.
That free throw good from Barton. We love the sneakers these players wear. Now so many different styles. A lot of different signature shoes out there.
I'm not really a sneakerhead myself, Kevin. I didn't really fall down that rabbit hole, but I know some guys in the league, and we've seen photos of their closets at home filled with
hundreds.
Not hundreds. I've seen guys pushing thousands of pairs of shoes. Now that is dedication.
Worth a lot of money.
No doubt about it. And some of the guys, Kevin, don those specialty sneakers in big-time games. And the one guy that comes to mind for me is P.J. Tucker. Lots of play from P.J. Tucker about some of the things that he strapped on last year during the finals.
Now, here is Morris. 3 on the clock. Over Collins. Off the left rim and out. Atlanta leading by 20. Bazemore with it. Guarded now by Morris. And there's the feed to Collins. And Bazemore kicks to Young. From 16 feet away, he cans it. Young's got 37.
You can't do anything about that. Even when Young is under pressure, he just finds a way to score.
Back to Morris. Poke loose, and it's out of bounds. The Nuggets able to retain possession here. And a quick look at how Atlanta's schedule shaping up. On Saturday, they'll go up against the Pacers in Indiana. And then on Monday, they'll be playing against Lou Williams and the Los Angeles Clippers.
And for the matchup with the Celtics, there aren't many other meetings that are as evenly matched as this one. Both teams can give and take punches, and this one, I think, is going to come down to the wire.
Now Collins, after the missed 3 from Trae Young. Jokic grabs the miss. Jokic has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Out of bounds, Atlanta will take possession.
Yeah, the body language right now is not looking good for this basketball team. The game might be out of reach, but they have to avoid mistakes like that.
And the Nuggets with some changes. Gary Harris is checked in for Torrey Craig. And Isaiah Thomas subbed in for Morris. The Hawks leading by 22. Young dishes to Prince. Here's Dedmon. Young outside. Bangs home the trifecta.
This is great to see him take over in stretches like this, coming alive at just the right time.
Thomas passes to Harris. Thomas against Young. Now here's Thomas. D right on him. And that one's good. Jokic.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
And so Young will bring it up for the Atlanta Hawks. And out of bounds as the Nuggets gain possession. A different look for Denver. Plumlee is checked in for Jokic. Hernan Gomez comes in for Paul Millsap. And it's Malik Beasley in for Will Barton. For Denver, they've gone 6 of 13, so just above 46% on their field goal attempts here in the quarter. Thomas with the ball. And Trae Young gets the whistle that time. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
I don't know if you push the panic button now, but that's the 4th personal, and he needs to stay aggressive out there, so going to be interesting to see how he plays moving forward.
Catching up on the changes for Denver. Jokic has checked in for Plumlee. Millsap comes in for Hernan Gomez. And it's Will Barton in for Malik Beasley. Thomas against Young. Jokic finds Harris. 5 to shoot. Millsap against Collins. The Nuggets with another miss.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Prince dishes to Young. Here's Dedmon, and he converts the layup.
Really not ever easy to contain a 7-foot specimen. Dedmon using his height, and it comes in handy that time.
Now here's Thomas. Kicks to Millsap. Now here's Jokic. Pass to Harris. 20 feet out. Rebound by the Hawks. Prince has got his 5th rebound in this one. And Thomas over to help. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. Certain guys can play within themselves and still dominate. You played along one of the best that you saw up close in Tim Duncan.
One of the things I think about with Tim is how many numbers he left on the board, Kevin. The way that Coach Popovich played him, minimal minutes, touches when needed most, where Tim usually came through, but how much more dominant he truly could have been.
And he didn't care about numbers, did he?
Not at all. He cared about one number, and that's putting W's on the board. But how many more things Tim Duncan would have led categorically in the history of the NBA at the power forward position, but overall, the numbers would have been staggering.
Up by a bunch. He's still pushing the action, trying to impose his will.
Well, collectively, they've done it tonight here. A passionate performance from the squad.
And Dwayne Dedmon, a player who started his NBA career late, was a rookie at age 24 and then floated around to several teams. But he has gone from being an end-of-the-bench guy to an important rotation player in just the last few seasons.
One shot, gentlemen.
The free throw drops for Dedmon. And with Dedmon and the teams he's played with, you know, he always has found a way, Greg, to slot in and give you good minutes.
Yeah, what I love about him is he knows who he is as a player and plays to his strengths. Never gives up on a play on either end of the floor. And now he's even added a three-point shot to his arsenal to kind of further expand his versatility.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for Atlanta.
And the big difference here was accuracy from three-point range.
And once they started sinking shots, it really stretched out the D and created other opportunities. And anytime they got space, they seemed to just knock down another triple.
And they took charge when it counted, and they'll be notching their 9th win overall.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Trae Young.
Well, he could not be stopped on offense. Super efficient tonight. There wasn't a lot the defense could do.
Now here's Beasley after the miss from Trae Young. Here's Thomas. Lays it up and banks it in.
I mean, already hot coming into the game. Is it fair to say he's hotter?
And here's Young. He'll bring it up for Atlanta. Down low. And so it's the Hawks taking care of business in this one. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. So long, everyone.